Me when my ex-wife came home from work and asked why I hadn't left the sofa all day and why I hadn't emptied the dishwasher as she'd asked.
I'm on it, right? And I'm grafting away to get this done, and I will get this done. So a little bit of positivity, a little bit of glass half full mentality.
Me when my friend with a normal job and 2 kids says they've had an incredibly hectic day and they're exhausted.
Oh, really? That sucks.
And this is me when a 10 out of 10 MILF on a dating site says they're a Christian and would like to meet someone who shares their faith.
Jesus is a friend of mine. Jesus is my friend. Jesus is a friend of mine. I have a friend in Jesus.
So, folks, welcome back to the show. We're going to talk about the big 8 lies. Lies. They're all lying to you. Lies that you've been sold about fragrances, and I'm angry. I'm very angry. Before we do that, don't be angry about this. If you want to get fragrance samples in the USA, Puerto Rico, and Canada, please go to myfragrancesamples.com, the number one place that I recommend to get your fragrance samples over there. Amazing range of niche and designer fragrances. There is a link in the description of this video. Let's get into these lies. You've been sold a pack of lies, I'm afraid, and I'm bringing it here to you in the fragrance community, guys, okay? I've got them written down on a piece of paper. There's so many, I can't remember. Okay, lie number 1. Your fragrance is hugely important. It's a big deal what fragrance you pick. It defines you as a person. It is crucial to how other people perceive you, etc., etc. It's a big decision what fragrance you should wear when you go out that door, when you go on a date, when you go to a job interview. It's really not a very big. It's really not that important, guys. Okay, it is piss easy to pick a decent fragrance, whether it's cheap, whether it's expensive, that will work on any occasion. And if you just smell of nothing and as long as you smell clean, that's going to be fine for most people too. Whether we're talking about going to work, whether we're talking about romantic situation, whatever. This is the way down the list of stuff that matters in life. I love the hobby of fragrances. I love collecting them. That's my hobby, or one of my main hobbies in life. Okay, but it's really not that important in the scheme of things. Please remember that, because when you get too engrossed in these videos, it's easy to forget. Lie number 2. Fragrances will get you laid. Fragrances will help you meet the woman of your dreams. No. Needless to say, it hasn't worked for me, but there may be other reasons for that, to be honest with you guys. So it really doesn't have that kind of effect on anybody. It doesn't turn a donkey into a racehorse. At the very best, if you were having a romantic situation and a date and you have a nice fragrance, it adds a certain 5% little bonus on there. But it really is very, very unlikely to turn a defeat into a victory. It does not grab victory from the jaws of defeat in the dating game. Okay, if your personality's not up to scratch, if you don't come across as believable, honest, funny, good sense of humor, charming, taking an interest in another, the fragrance isn't going to fix that. So don't sweat it, guys. When you're going on a date, it's kind of 10th on the list of things to think about. What you wear, where you go. Forget the fragrance, okay? Well, don't forget it, but it really doesn't matter, okay? Anything half decent will be fine. Let's move on. Lie number 3. Your fragrance doesn't perform. Okay, so there is this idea that performance is such a big issue. Most people in the non-frag head world don't even know about the concept of longevity or performance, or barely talk about it, okay? If it smells nice, that's great. You are not entitled to be constantly experiencing your fragrance as you wear it throughout the day, even if it's quite strong, okay? Your nose tunes out the smells that it's used to, and because your nose is designed to smell the oncoming threat of a woolly mammoth or a saber-toothed tiger, okay? And it needs to, therefore, tune out the smells that are there all day, like the smell of your fragrance, which is going to be around all the time. So you may have a great sillage and projection going on, but you are not entitled to keep experiencing that smell, okay? So you'd be very surprised the number of times you get a compliment when you thought your fragrance was really weak. So all this, I really get bored when people are saying, oh, I love this fragrance. They've tried a tiny sample. Oh, but it only lasted 5 minutes. No fragrance only lasts 5 minutes. Don't believe these liars, okay? Number 4, you have to wear certain fragrances in certain seasons. Absolute nonsense. Doesn't really matter. How come in the Middle East, where they're, of course, very hot part of the world most of the time, oud fragrances and very exotic, rich-smelling fragrances are the thing, okay? Or used to have traditionally been so. It's absolute nonsense. You can only wear fresh fragrances in the summertime, or that you have to wait for the wintertime to pull out your heavy, leathery or oud fragrances. Absolute garbage. Here's a kind of middle-of-the-road one, spice and wood. You might say it's a bit rich, maybe. I wear that all year round, no problem at all. I wear Creed Rolfa. I wear it in a January day. I can smell fresh then. Why can't I smell fresh on a January day? Don't worry about this. Ignore all that nonsense. Seasons don't matter. Sometimes in a heat wave, I probably would rather lean for a 4711 style eau de cologne. Yes. But please don't sweat this stuff. It's really not that important. Okay, next up, lie number 5. You should expect compliments. We constantly hear YouTubers going on about compliments. Did I get a compliment? Blah, blah, blah. Don't expect too many compliments on your fragrance. Much more likely to get one on the way that you dress, or the way that you behave, or did something kind to someone that they really appreciated. Don't worry about the compliments, okay? It's a really, really stupid mentality, insecure kind of outlook in life if you're fishing for compliments. Compliments never come to those who fish for them, okay? There must be some biblical reference I can make there, but I can't. Cast your net wide and see who sucks it up. Okay, guys, so yeah, forget that. Also, these YouTubers saying I got a compliment for this one. Half the time they asked their significant other, their wife or whatever, do you like this one? And they said, yeah, it smells nice. That's not really a compliment, okay? So don't believe these liars. Number 6, fragrance can enhance your mood and uplift you. If it can help you through depression, absolute nonsense. If you've got real problems, depression, you're feeling really down in the dumps, smelling something with lavender isn't going to calm you down that much. I don't know who's so stupid as to put that kind of idea out there, but I feel like I've heard it. Number 7 is the lie that you need a big fragrance wardrobe, loads of ones for formal occasions, for work occasions, for weddings, for different seasons, for spring, for summer, for winter, for autumn, for fall. Absolute garbage. Don't worry about it, guys. If you want to smell great, I could just empty the whole bottle. Creed Rolfa for a great freshie. I could have one fragrance, Creed Rolfa, great freshie. Fantastic would be great for romantic too. Really nice citrus melange, kind of citrus fruity notes, sea spray, classy fragrance indeed. I could have that, and maybe I could have one more fragrance. Maybe you want something a little bit more woody, ambery, warming, rich. Of course, that's fine. Dunhill Icon Absolute. Forgot about this one. Forgot how good this is. I'll give you the note listing for this one. You got black pepper, bergamot, saffron, black rose, jasmine, oud, leather, tobacco leaf. Wonderful, rich, warming, aromatic fragrance. Classy, grown up, lovely for going out to a restaurant or something. Those two would do you fine. Don't believe the garbage that these people are telling you out there. Last one then, the myth, the lie that these YouTube influencers, including myself, are experts on fragrance. Most of them, there are exceptions, have almost no training, certainly no formal training in fragrances. Some of them could have picked anything to make it. They just wanted to be on YouTube and picked where they thought there was a gap in the market, maybe, or a gullible audience. Or some of them like fragrances, but that doesn't make them an expert. They say, I've smelled thousands of fragrances. Well, you know what? I've eaten thousands of hot dinners, but I'm not an expert on food. Okay, guys? I'm not an expert on fragrances. I'm just an enthusiast. I like fragrances. By the way, therefore, I do have my own brand. Gravitas Essentia is a fantastic composition. Now, I'm not expert enough to have created it, but our perfumer did, John Stephen. You can buy it now in the USA, Canada, and, here, this country, the UK. There's a link in the description, nortonandwilson.com. Amazing fragrance. I will leave it there. Let me know what you thought of this video. If you really liked it, or even perhaps if you didn't, please subscribe. You never know, the next one could be better. It could hardly be any worse, could it? That's all, except to say, remember, whatever you're doing in life, let's project. And sometimes life can stink, but at least we can always smell good. See you next time. Bye.